Good evening, everybody. It is time for the Subway Series Game 1. New York Mets and Juan Soto going into the Bronx to try to beat the New York Yankees. So excited to be here with you tonight. We're streaming horizontally and vertically on the same device for the first time ever. Kind of a new thing that we're trying out here tonight. So I hope that works out for everybody. I'm so excited to be here with you. So please, as you come on in, please hit that like, hit that subscribe. We are on the journey to 500 subscribers, and I appreciate you there. Our next checkpoint coming in is going to be at the 300 subscriber mark. We're at MetropoliFins. We're YouTube's smallest New York Mets Miami Dolphins channel, but we are coming to you excited to see if the Mets can officially take over Big Brotherhood in New York. I'm sure we're going to have a flurry of emotions over the next couple of days, the highs and lows of everything here. But I'm excited to be with you as we come in, as we're hanging out. As you come on in, please, again, hit that like, hit that subscribe. We also want to give a special shout out to our patrons, Darren Rivera and Byford the Hobbit. Thank you so much for supporting this channel. If you want to become a patron and support this channel financially, that link is on the screen. It's also pinned in the chat. It's just a way that you can support a small creator. And the more patrons that we have, the more content and hopefully the better content I can bring to you as we can slowly improve all the things that we are doing here on this channel. Redman, how's it going tonight? The game is set to start here in about 2 minutes. So the big question, I think one of my big questions is not as much about the Soto question, is the Aaron Judge question. How are the Mets going to approach him? I think we need to be really careful to not let Aaron Judge do lots of damage, whether that means walking, pitching low, pitching inside, whatever. I mean, honestly, if he goes, 4 plate appearances with 4 walks, I'm not sad or embarrassed about that one bit. Tyler McGill is pitching for the Mets here tonight. And we'll give you the Mets starting lineup here, as is pretty much expected. It's your main lineup of righties against a left-hander. All right, so leading off will be Lindor at short, Juan Soto in right, Pete Alonso at first, Mark Vientos at third, Brandon Nimmo in left. Hitting 6 will be Starling Marte, 7th Francisco Alvarez, 8 Luis Angel Acuna, and 9th Tyrone Taylor. Tyler McGill is pitching for the Mets. It's going to make the Mets bench Ozokar, Beatty, McNeil, and Torrens. Of course, Beatty and McNeil, the lefties on the bench. So they will be available for later in the game should that need to be. Coraline, how's it going? Wenda, how's it going? We are going to be covering New York Mets baseball against the Yankees as the Subway Series kicks off here tonight. So that's what we're going to be talking about. As you come on in the room, please hit that like, hit that subscribe. We're on the journey to 500 subscribers. Next stop, 300. So I appreciate each and every one of you hanging out with us. If you're not a Mets or a Yankees fan, let us know what baseball team you cheer for. And even if you're not a baseball fan, let's try to help you fall in love with the game of baseball here tonight. Vitalik, how's it going? I know we're going to be rivals here tonight. There you go, Coraline. There's that. You don't trust Tyler McGill, Red Man? And Wenda, appreciate you guys being here. Yeah, we might be enemies, Vitalik, for the next couple of days. But as always, just a gentle reminder to everybody, this is not to Vitalik, but as things can get passionate, we are family friendly and F-bomb free in here, so make sure we keep it nice and just a nice, safe place for people to hang out. You can have your rivalries, talk about the other teams, don't talk about other people, as always. All right, just had to put that out of the way. We'll probably have to say that a couple more times. Alonso versus Judge. Alonso versus Aaron. Judge versus Pete. However you want to say it. So, yeah, we'll see how everything goes here. The game is probably getting, they're on commercial break. They're a little bit delayed here tonight. Not anything serious, just all the pregame festivities Soundwave, you're torn. All right, little man had a nap. Now he's full of energy. Understood. Be like, we'll do our best to keep you updated here the whole night, and just still waiting for the game to begin. So usually with these kind of big things. Plus, this whole weekend here, just so you guys know, is called Rivalry Weekend in Major League Baseball, which I actually think is a good strategy for baseball to do, to put all of kind of the natural rivals that make the most sense playing each other on the same weekend. Of course, you see this happen with like college football, and it's kind of the perfect time of the year, right? The early luster of the beginning of the season is worn off, and this kind of just revitalizes, gets people watching who maybe wouldn't normally watch. I don't know if you guys heard, this past Wednesday was the highest viewed Wednesday, like highest rated views of baseball on a Wednesday in April or May that wasn't like opening day ever. So baseball viewership is at or was that like in person? Maybe it was in person attendance. In person attendance on a random Wednesday in April or May, highest it had ever been. So the game is definitely doing well in terms of bringing viewership in, and so it's very, very exciting. So. All right, so they're getting ready. They're showing clips of everybody entering the stadium. As soon as the game is ready to begin, we will let you know. What are we going to do with Judge, you think? Hopefully pound him low and inside or walk him. That's what I want to do with Judge. I just want to be walking Aaron Judge a lot, which means you got to have nobody on before him. So we'll go over the Yankees lineup here in a second. Here it is. It's Grisham, Judge, Bellinger, Goldschmidt, Dominguez, Volpe, Wells, Peraza, and Vivas. I'm pretty proud of myself that I know 8 of the 9 players in the Yankees starting lineup. So you saw the video of the kids going to the Twins game? Yeah, it was fun. It's been a video. It's been like 3 months in the making, but I finally figured out how to do what I needed to do to download the live stream that we did from the game so I could put it into the actual video. That's why I got delayed. Carlos Rodon is pitching for the Yankees here tonight. Max Fried is pitching on Sunday, so I think it's really important for the Mets to win today and tomorrow. I tend to not be like super urgent with things, but first pitch to Lindor is a strike. I tend to not be super urgent about like games like this, but this is just fun and exciting and everything else. That's strike on the outside corner, no balls, 2 strikes to Lindor. Lindor hitting just under 300 on the season, 297. 297 is what Lindor is hitting so far this season. Lindor grounds it weakly down to third. Throw was close, but Lindor is going to be out at first. All right, here it is, what you've all been waiting for. Lots of boos. Soto's got a big smile on his face. There's a lot of Mets fans in the crowd, too. Oh, man. This is fun, guys. This is fun. This is what sports is all about. He tips his cap. Juan Soto tips his cap. All right, here's the first pitch. It's a ball on the outside corner. 1 ball, no strike to Juan Soto. I'm loving it. Juan Soto at the plate. This is the matchup of all the matchups. That's low and in the dirt. 2 balls, no strikes. That's in the dirt. 3 balls, no strikes to Juan Soto. All right. Hostile environment. You better believe this is fun, though. This is what this Mets-Yankees thing has been missing for years. Takes it. Top of the zone there. 3 balls, 1 strike to Soto here. We're the top of the first inning. Top of the first. 1 out. 3-1 count to Juan Soto. See if he gets a pitch here. That's low and in the dirt. And that's a walk. So look, there's no shame in walking Soto if you're the Yankees. There's no shame in walking Judge if you're the Mets. For sure. So all right. So Soto's on with 1 out here in the top of the first inning. Pete Alonso in the short porch here. Let's see what he can do this series. First pitch is a strike to Pete. 1 ball, no strikes. So we are rocking and rolling here on a Friday night. It's just the first inning of the first game of the Subway Series. That ball is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us here tonight. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Pete Alonso. And Soto steals second. Rodon threw to first behind Soto at a walking lead, and by that point, he was too far. So there you go. So you got Soto's on second now with 1 out. Top of the first inning. We got Juan Soto, that's for sure. That's outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. So yeah, you got like Soto got off to a walking lead here. And yeah, so Rodon had him. I mean, he technically had him picked off, but he threw to first behind him. Goldschmidt couldn't handle it, and Soto got to second easily. It's kind of an interesting play. It's 2 balls, 1 strike. We got a meeting of the minds at the mound right now. Catcher came out just to talk to Rodon. All right. Soto's all smiles out on second base. He's having the time of his life. Soto fever. Oh, it looks like MLB made like almost every game a free game of the day today, too. Great job by MLB. Check swing, but he goes. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Pete Alonso. I don't know, Lounge. I think by the time he realized that he was going, it didn't matter. Even if he had whipped and turned to second, I think Soto was going to be in at that point. If there was any error by Rodon, it was just by not stepping off earlier. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Pete. It's not that big of a deal anyway, because with a base open, then you can always just walk Pete here if you get uncomfortable. So, I mean, technically, it's probably not perfect execution by Rodon, but ultimately, it's unlikely to be a significant impact with what Rodon does. I agree, Redman. Mets need to win. We need to win today and tomorrow. We got to win the first 2 for sure. I'd rather be playing with house money going against Max Fried. Pete rips one stab. Peraza with a stabbing grab. That's going to be 2 outs. So Pete got jammed maybe just a little bit on that. If it had been hit just a little bit harder, it would have gotten through, and that would have scored a run almost certainly. All right, Mark Vientos, Swaggy Marquee V. He is the cleanup hitter tonight. How's it going, Tim? Hope you are doing well tonight. Mets versus Yankees, top of the first. One on, Juan Soto on second, 2 outs. No balls, 1 strike to Mark Vientos is where we're at so far. Big swing there for Vientos. Mets completed a 4-game sweep of the Yankees last year. There's a grounder down to first. Goldschmidt's going to field it and step on first. That is going to get the Yankees out of the top of the first inning. It's going to be nothing going to the bottom. Beatty is not in, so they have the lefties out. Beatty and McNeil are out tonight. And, all right, so, Tim, you see the St. Louis Cardinals short? I will have to check that out for sure. Yeah, so it's pretty basic lineup, for the Mets tonight. You've got Beatty, McNeil are out in terms of the rotation there, and of course Torrens and Azokar as the backups. That's your bench. So it's Lindor, Soto, Alonso, Vientos, Nimmo, Marte, Alvarez, Acuna, Taylor. So if there's anything like significantly different, maybe Vientos in the 4-hole is a little bit of a change. Awesome. I'm gonna have to see that the other night the Pirates pitcher made just a reaction catch. How's it going, D-Rail? Let's trade Beatty now. Because, Redman, the more opportunities you have with runners on base, the better you're going to do in the long run. You have to keep getting runners on base. You have to. Like, that's the name of the game. The teams that score the most runs get the most runners on base. All right. All right. I'm looking at all the fans out in right field. All right. All the fans in right field are going to have their fun going after Soto here. Whoa. Good to hear that you're doing all right there, Tim. That's crazy. There was the town I used to live in Wisconsin had a tornado it didn't go through the town. It went through the fields outside of town yesterday. So first pitch by McGill is a ball outside. I get sitting Beatty is painful. Right now, Mendoza is still playing the matchup game. He's still playing lefty, since Yankees are pitching a lefty, he's sitting his lefties. So you can disagree with it, but that's the essential basic strategy here. Yes, for sure. How did you know? Did you actually see it coming? Is that how you? There's a 1-1 pitch. This is Trent Grisham leading off here. Yep, Bleacher Creatures are doing their thing, Lounge. They're going to be heckling. Here's a 2-1 pitch. That's on the top of the zone there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That's twice this year. Wow. Yeah, that's true. I've driven a cargo van through some stormy weather for sure. I think it's really just matchups. I think I think Mendoza cares more about matchups than he should, but I think that's all this is. It's just matchups. That's why McNeil's on the bench. It might also be putting they walks Trent Grisham. Now you got to face Aaron Judge with a runner on. That's not good. You need to attack Grisham. So I'm going to tell you what, Mets have pitchers coming back soon, and Tyler McGill is going to have to battle to keep his spot in the rotation. For sure, because some of these guys are going to get in, and you just got to figure out, like, maybe you'll run a 6-man rotation, but you're not running a 7 or an 8-man rotation once Montas, Minaya, and Blackburn are all back. I think Blackburn they're stretching out as a starter / long reliever, but I want McGill to stay in the starting rotation, but he's shown some signs of kind of dropping off here a little bit. Wow, they call that a ball. That looked like a strike to me. 2 balls, no strikes. 2-0 pitch to Aaron Judge. I have a bad feeling in my stomach here. That's a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. All right, McGill is trying to face down Judge. Runner on first, nobody out. Bottom of the first, nothing game. Got a disengagement here by McGill. All right. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Big swing by Judge. He got his fastball past him, though. 2 balls, 2 strikes. All right, here's the 2-2 pitch to Aaron Judge. Judge takes ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Strikes him out. There you go. Good job by McGill challenging Judge there. You can challenge him. The problem is, if you're going to want to challenge Judge, you're going to have to keep other runners off base. Yeah, I mean, I'll take the Aaron Judge strikeout. I don't like the walk to Grisham, but now a double play. Bellinger at the plate here. I think at this point in his career, you could be able to double up Bellinger. So sounds good, Vilick. Totally good. Whatever stream works. One day we'll do permanent on the horizontal, but Bellinger lines it into center field. That's going to fall in for a 1-out hit. Runners on first and second. Yeah, it was just right over the middle of the plate. Yeah, it was that bat was weird. It was almost like Judge went up anticipating he was going to be pitched something else. Lounge. Paul Goldschmidt up now. Runners on first and second. Paul Goldschmidt is definitely having a renaissance season here this year. First pitch is a strike. No balls, 1 strike to Paul Goldschmidt. Runners on first and second with 1 out. McGill is looking for the double play to potentially get out of the inning here. That pitch is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Let me know how you guys are doing tonight as you come on in. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Afraid of Goldie here? Yeah. It's kind of like try to survive the top half of the lineup, and then he gets under it. Out to left field. Nimmo's under it. He got the ball inside enough. I'm watching the Mets broadcast, Tim. I don't think I could stand to listen to the Yankees broadcast. My actual audio feed that I'm getting for this is very tinny, though, so I'm not super excited about that. All right. The alien, Jason Dominguez, is coming up. He's been on fire here for the last week or so. I think he has 3 home runs in the last week, so definitely, after Judge and Goldschmidt, one of the hottest hitting. Sorry, not the alien, the Martian. There's in the dirt, 1 ball, 1 strike. That's good. We're trying. So I'm trying to use the actual microphone in these headphones to be a little more consistent. 305 hitter lefty, yeah. Dominguez has been a very hyped prospect for the Yankees for years. That's in the dirt. 2 balls, 1 strike. Runners on first and second, 2 out. Just wait till that's low. 3 balls, 1 strike. Wait till Soto heats up a little bit. The overall impact he's going to have on everybody in the lineup. That's definitely what's happening here. Leafing and Gust, how you doing? Happy Friday to you. It's okay to be stupid. Just be safe. Fastball fouled away by Dominguez here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. See if McGill can get out of the inning. The Mets are wearing, both the Mets and the Yankees are wearing like a camouflage hats today. I'm a good 15 seconds ahead of you. All right. Well, you can always pause. Oh, strike 3 down the middle. Beautiful pitch by McGill. So yeah, for whatever reason, I'm way ahead of you guys. It's harder to line up than you can with football because there's no clock. But you can always just pause a handful of seconds. We're going to commercial break now, though, so it's going to be hard to line up. But once we get back in the action, we will do our best to line up with that. So, all right, we are going to commercial break, and we are now headed to the top of the second inning. Appreciate everybody coming, hanging out with us here tonight. As you come on in, please hit that like, hit that subscribe. Appreciate each and every one of you being here. Found on Amazon Prime Video. All right. Nice. Nice. All right, let's do this. We haven't done a scoreboard check yet, so let me bring that up. This is rivalry weekend, so they have as many natural rivals playing each other as possible. I'll show you what that means here. As we go through the scores here in a second, let me throw this up on the screens for you. Let's go here. We're trying these things out earlier today. We did like a little test run, so we'll see how everything works. I think that was the setup. So you guys let me know, especially if you're on the vertical stream. You guys let me know what you think of all of this. All right, very quickly here. Cardinals, Royals, they're about ready to get going. It's 0-0. The Reds lead over the Guardians 5-4. That's in the top of the ninth. Tigers over the Blue Jays 1-0 early. Of course, our game is scoreless. 2-0 Braves over the Red Sox. That's the Boston Braves, right? The old Boston Braves or Boston Red Sox. Rays and the Marlins. Marlins have a 1-0 lead. Washington Nationals, Baltimore Orioles are 0-0. Pirates and Phillies are a delayed start. Astros and Tigers start at 8. Twins and Brewers start at 8. 9:40, you got Rockies, Diamondbacks, Mariners, Padres. That's the Vedder Cup, the Eddie Vedder Cup for the Mariners, Padres. Of course, the Los Angeles Angels, Los Angeles Dodgers are playing later, and the Athletics and the Giants, throwback to 1989. And earlier today, the Cubs trying to get back in their winning ways here, take advantage of an easier schedule, beat the White Sox 13-3. So a little bit of a geographical. So that's the scoreboard update for all of you. Nice, Tim. Nice work. Soundwave says Rodon really needs to step his game up. Yanks should be putting him. Yeah. I mean, Rodon's looked pretty good when I've at least looked at his stats overall. I haven't seen him pitch. But every time I look at Yankees stats for pitchers, he's like number 2 behind Freedom in most of the main categories. That's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swimo, Brandon Nimmo at the plate here for the Mets. Fouls that one away. Remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. I've yet to really figure out how to crack the shorts algorithm and get like in that 50,000. I've had most of mine are in like that 700 to 800 range. I've had a few that have gotten like in that 5 to 10,000 range, but I've yet to crack. I mean, I got mad respect for the people who have mastered shorts and get 1 or 2 million views on all their shorts. Keep trying though. Keep trying until you figure out what people want. Nimmo goes down swinging there. Yeah, we'll stop sharing the screens here. That way I can be bigger on your screen for you. First pitch to start March. Starling Marte is inside for, or catches the inside corner for a strike. Let's go Mets, baby. Yeah, let's do this, Travis. I think the Mets need to win games 1 and game 2. I don't want to have to face Fried with a series on the line. Big swing and a miss on Marte. The thing is, there's not actually a thumbnail for shorts. So if you want a particular image to display for your shorts lounge, you actually have to have it. You can pick your starting screen for your short, like so you can make a thumbnail, but you have to build it into your short. So some people do that, like they'll just create like their thumbnail and build it into the short. But yeah, there you go. Marte swing and a miss there. That's 2 outs. Marte looked completely lost up there. I'm on the bandwagon of we need Marte to be gone. I appreciate what he's done for this team, but I just feel like it's rough. He's barely hitting 200 on the season. Francisco Alvarez at the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. That's low. 2 balls, no strikes. Good patience by Alvarez there. We're in sync now. All right. That's good. Yeah, I mean, the other thing is I've thought about like just building a separate shorts channel. I think building long and short form on the same channel is rough. Big swing by Alvarez there. 2 balls, 1 strike. It's hard to convert shorts viewers to long form viewers, just in general, too. Doesn't mean you can't. It's just when I'm scrolling for shorts, it's usually not the same time that I'm scrolling for long form stuff. It's the same me, but 2 different reasons for going to YouTube. Fouled away by Alvarez. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Welcome, everybody. Glad that you guys are here tonight. Please hit that like, hit that subscribe. It is 0-0. Top of the 2nd inning. Francisco Alvarez is at the plate. Luis Angel Acuna on deck. Tyrone Taylor in the hole. Alvarez takes that pitch low. 3 balls and 2 strikes is where we're at so far. Yeah, I mean, that's the ultimate moneymaker is big views on long form and just keep practicing. Keep practicing. I've yet to get it all figured out myself, but that's lined out pretty deep to center, but Grisham gets under it. That is going to retire this side. We're going to go to the bottom of the second inning. Still nothing. Due up is Volpe, Wells, and Peraza. Now you're ahead of me. It's hard. It's a fine-tuning thing. And I have no clue how delayed my signal is the one way or the other, too. I try to, I'll refresh the actual video stream, every couple of innings just to make sure, because sometimes it has a little lag that gets built in. But I am plugged in directly to the wall, so hopefully that should keep me from being super delayed. On the inbound video feed or the outbound video feed, it's just a lot easier to sync up when you have a game that has a clock. I guess there is the pitch clock. I can try to sync you to the pitch clock when it comes back up. But it's a lot different than trying to sync to a football game that's got a pretty absolute clock that goes with it. All right, we're on commercial break right now. All right. All right, due up here is Anthony Volpe. Soto having more fun out in right field. He'll be having a lot more fun if the Mets can get a nice lead going here, that's for sure. First pitch is a strike to Volpe. No balls, 1 strike. Your mom lives an hour away. She has DirecTV, sometimes about 1 minute ahead of me on the TV. She loves that Masked Singer show. Volpe grounds it to short. Lindor fields it, throws it over to first. There's your first out in the bottom of the second. She always asks and tries to explain, are you seeing this? Not yet, Mom. You're a minute ahead of me. Can't see it yet. Hasn't actually happened yet. And I wonder, too, how different how long the delayed feed is even on a good feed. All right, that's outside to Austin Wells. 1 ball, no strike. One of the reasons why I haven't put up, there's 2 reasons I haven't put up that game day, which is kind of the pitch by pitch. So one is it slows my computer down too much that my video feed that I'm watching gets choppy. But the other is because sometimes it's ahead. It's usually ahead by half a pitch. I'll just see right now. Yeah, my the game day feed is probably about 3 seconds ahead of my video feed. So it's I don't like having it up on the screen where I'm seeing what happens before it happens. Now I keep it up though, in case something happens and I don't understand the play or I want to see how it was scored or something. So I always have the game day open. But check swing, strike 3. Austin Wells is retired. Third strikeout for McGill, second out of this inning. So it's like one of those, I have it here, but I have it hidden so I can't actually see it. Because it's like I don't like knowing what's going to happen before it. First pitch to Praz is a ball down low. Fish the cable when antenna on your head on the local channel. Yeah. And we don't do TV otherwise. Like, I have this MLB subscription. And then we have Amazon Prime, so whatever comes through free on Prime. And then occasionally, if there's like a big sports thing, we'll pay for that. One ball, one strike to Peraza. 2 outs, bottom of the second, nothing game. Swing and a miss there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. All right, here's the 1-2 pitch to Peraza. Swing and a miss and a pitch in the dirt. That's the 4th strikeout of the night for Tyler McGill. So 2 innings in, McGill is 33 pitches in. Not horrible, not great, just kind of average. A little higher than what you'd like to see, but, you know, it's how it goes sometimes. As we head to the top of the 3rd inning, this is still a nothing game. I think I've had my banners wrong. I think they're all right now. I think my banners have been like ahead by an inning. Yeah, that's so my in-laws have a place down here, and they have it set up that like it comes with their HOA or whatever, they get cable. So I might actually have to go over there for the game on Sunday, because is Sunday on ESPN? I forget that I have it. I don't have it year round, but I have it in the summertime. I can always run over there when nobody's there. Let's see. Is it Sunday on ESPN? I know it's the Sunday night game, so let's see, what channel is it on? Yeah, it's on ESPN, so I might have to bring all my stuff over to the in-laws' place on Sunday so I can watch the game from there. McGill looks like he has a day. I mean, he's a little shaky, but that second inning was pretty good. It's what we need. We need a deep game. I don't want to be like going deep into the bullpen on game 1 of this series. So, leading off for the Mets here in the top of the 3rd will be Luis Angel Acuna, followed by Tyrone Taylor, Francisco Lindor, and if someone gets on, Juan Soto will be up after that. It is 0-0. Mets and Yankees, top of the 3rd. Appreciate you, whether you're watching horizontal or vertical, whether you're watching live or on replay. Thank you so much for hanging out with us here tonight. Please hit that like, hit that subscribe. We are MetropoliFins. We are YouTube's smallest New York Mets and Miami Dolphins channel. No balls, 1 strike to Acuna. That's in the dirt. Acuna holds his swing. My name is Craig. I'm excited to be with you. We're going to be with you hopefully for all 3 games here this weekend, all 3 Mets-Yankees games. It is rivalry weekend in Major League Baseball. One ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, Nolan Ryan was fearsome. He was kind of almost can't like one stream and not the other. You better believe it, Midnight. Got to double like him. There you go. Drive by likes. I got you. Your comment is posted on both streams at the same time. Acuna strikes out there. 10 escaped from the New Orleans jail. I did not hear that, Red Man. Now I'm curious. I'm going to have to research that. And Tim was saying he was watching a video about Nolan Ryan's pitching career that night. Yeah, so Nolan Ryan was kind of like nearing the end of that era of like these fearsome pitchers. First pitch Tyrone Taylor's outside. At first it was, you go way back in the day, like Cy Young, and then, but a little more recently, Bob Gibson and Nolan Ryan. I would say Randy Johnson and Pedro Martinez, they were pretty intimidating pitchers too. Now it's more about the speed. But like back in the day, there was the fearsome, the brushbacks, and used Nolan Ryan as your pitcher. 107. That was like Bo Jackson on Super Tecmo Bowl. It was like every time was like a guaranteed touchdown. Taylor grounds to short. That's going to be 2 quick outs. It's going to bring Lindor up here. One guy got arrested for the jailbreak. All right, now you've got me curious here. So they're saying, at least what I'm seeing here, 11 escaped and 10 are at large. Man, imagine being the guy who escaped jail with your 10 other buddies and you're the one who gets caught. Everybody else, you don't even get one free night out. Well, I know this one says 10. So I guess they revised it down. Initially they said 11, now they're just saying 10. But it's a fly out to left field. We'll do more on that New Orleans jailbreak story in just a second. But that is going to be the 3rd out in this inning. It's going to be 0-0 going to the bottom of the 3rd. All right, I'm going to read you guys a little bit more about this story Redman was telling me about here. 10 inmates considered armed and dangerous escaped a New Orleans jail Friday morning. It's believed they had inside help. 1 inmate has been captured. 9 remain at large. 11 inmates had escaped the jail but updated the count later on Friday. Okay, to 10. The sheriff said there's no way for anyone to get out of this facility without help from the outside or from the inside. However you phrase that. Anyway, the inmates were discovered missing during a routine head count conducted at 8:30 a.m. They're believed to escape sometime after midnight. That's nuts. So they escaped, and they didn't even know they had escaped for 8 hours, guys. That's so crazy. We'll get back to Nolan Ryan facts in a second here too. This is crazy to me though. Like, how do you not know that? I mean, yeah, this was definitely an inside job. All right. They're believed to escape sometime after midnight. The sheriff said around 12:23, the inmates yanked the sliding jail cell door off the track, and at 1:01, they exited the jail after breaching a wall behind a toilet. The toilets and bolts were removed using toiletry items, the sheriff said, but didn't specify what the items were. Then they scaled down a wall, ran across the interstate. The escaped inmates also scrawled obscene messages for the guards. One, which was misspelled, said, "Too easy, LOL." Okay. I don't condone breaking out of a jail, but if you're going to break out of a jail, you might as well troll as well. One inmate has been apprehended in downtown New Orleans through facial recognition, caught by a surveillance camera. That's not creepy. I mean, yes, it recovered him, but sheriffs found Miles hiding beneath a car at the Hotel Monteleone parking garage. He was returned and is being rebooked with a new charge. Yeah. The rest of the escapees are believed to be in New Orleans. Jail is on lockdown. That's crazy though. When's the last time there was like a jailbreak that big? By the way, there's a leadoff single here. Leadoff single in this inning for Jorbeat Vivas. It's going to bring us right back to the top of the lineup and Trent Grisham. We're Southwest Florida. They got to travel a long ways to get down to here. We're probably like at least a 14-hour trip to New Orleans. Guards have to work 24-hour shifts. That's why they're always falling asleep. They're always watching this, and that's true. That is true. Ground to Alonso. He's going to take the sure out at first. There was not going to be a great, easy throw for Alonso to make to second there. Pete wanted to go to second, but he knew with the angle taking the lead runner wasn't going to be there. You gotta at least make sure you get one out there with Judge coming up. So now you got Aaron Judge up with first base open. So I don't think you have to intentionally walk him here, but you can certainly pitch around him. First pitch is in the dirt. That's exactly what I would expect there. The most amazing confirmed Nolan Ryan fact in his last game in Major League Baseball. He was 46 years old. His final pitch was 98 miles per hour. That's crazy. Before tearing his UCL. His fastest recorded pitch was actually 100.9 back in 1974. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. He was a hardcore pitcher, but he wasn't all speed all the time. He was also kind of a freak of nature, too, because 2 balls, no strikes to Judge. Judge is major league leader in like most every offensive category. Yeah. So McGill got him on 3 fastballs last time. Now he threw the breaking ball and got him on that because he was looking fastball. Yeah, that's good. Good pitch by McGill. I guess he was sitting breaking ball. That's in the dirt. 3-1 is the count. All right. Here's 3 balls, 1 strike is the count. I don't expect Judge to get something to hit here. Alvarez is setting up outside, yeah. It was like an intentional walk. They were not going to give Judge anything to hit there. I think, if there was nobody on base or runner on first, they might have been more aggressive. But with first base open, Cody Bellinger is at the plate. First pitch swing, foul back. No balls, 1 strike. Yeah, I mean, they were careful with Judge. It's all going to be – baseball is very situational. Like, you don't pitch the same guy the same way every single time. Grounder to Vientos, and Vientos is not able to get him out at first. Bellinger beats the play to first, and he runs on first and third with 1 out. It was a good pitch, just kind of cued off the end of the bat, and Vientos wasn't able to get in fast enough to throw him out. Bellinger can still run pretty well. That was impressive. Well, the double play is still available here. So double play or strikeout is what McGill is looking for in this situation. All right. Sorry, space is loaded. Sorry, because the judge had walked, not first and third. I said first and third. Base is loaded. Base is loaded for Paul Goldschmidt. My apologies on that. I forgot him. Judge had got him on with that walk. So it was a cue ball, little hit. No one scores on it, but all right. Got him to swing. Got him to commit on a swing there. No balls, one strike to Goldschmidt. Here's a 0-1 pitch to Goldschmidt with the bases loaded, one out. That's a fastball there. No balls, two strikes. McGill could really use another strikeout here. That would be number 5 if he could figure out how to pull it off. Meat flat. Let's go, Metsies! Better believe it. That's low in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. McGill's in a pickle here. That's for sure. Bases loaded, 1 out. Goldschmidt up. Jason Dominguez on deck. Score is still nothing. Bottom of the third. Let's see what McGill can find here. Oh, no. Grounder up the middle. On this, so Lindor threw it, and on the scoop, the ball went super high. Lindor should not have made that throw. So 2 runs are going to score on that. There's going to be runners on second and third with 1 out. It was a great play by Lindor to keep it from going into the outfield. I don't know if I've ever seen a ball fly so high on a scoop. Yeah, so the arrow will go on arrow's going to go on Lindor for the throw. But they made 2 good points. One, Lindor should not have thrown that. He was clearly, you're fine giving up the 1 run there on an infield hit. And 2, Pete could have come off the bag there. Moves like that's how you lose the game. Yeah, I mean, for sure, in a game where you're struggling to score runs and even get base runners. I mean, the Mets don't even have a hit yet tonight. So it's an error. It's the first run is still going to be an earned run, though, because the run was going to score either way, with or without the error. The second run for now is unearned. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, Lindor will look back at that tape and realize he shouldn't have made that throw. His better throw might have been to fake to first and then try to back pick third. That might have been an interesting play. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a ball go that high off of a missed scoop. I mean, that ball went so far. That went like back beyond second base. That was crazy. That's Redman. That's not on Tyler. That was on Lindor. Look at what he's actually done. Do I like hot pockets? No, this isn't. Yeah, I mean McGill's got to pitch through it, but it's been back-to-back infield hits. All right, so there's a walk there. It's going to load the bases. Jeremy Hefner's going to come out just to talk. All right, so we're going to have a meeting of the minds at the mound. Yeah, Ozzie Smith could have. The ball took like a second extra bounce, like one extra bounce, kind of flattened out, and that ruined any chance. But I think mentally, Lindor had already committed to throwing to first, and that was just not the right play in that situation. All right, so there's only 2 runs in so far. So if McGill can figure out how to get a double play or strike out another out, get out of this inning with only giving up 2, it's not the end of the world. But if the Yankees can stack 3, 4, 5 here in this inning, it's going to be a lot tougher for the Mets to come back. I mean, remember, the Mets don't have a hit yet in this game. They're saying, too, how McGill has been plagued by bad defense behind him this season, too. That's outside. 2 balls, no strikes. So McGill's got to bear down, got to figure out how to. Yeah, the walk to Judge, neither of the 2 walks have been huge deals, but McGill's got a challenge. No more nibbling around the corners here. Let's see what he can figure out here. Anthony Volpe is up. 2 balls, no strikes. Bases loaded. 2 in already. They missed low again. 3-0. Mets are going to get some action in the bullpen here. Here's the 3-0 pitch. There's a strike down the middle. 3 balls, 1 strike. Volpe's going to be looking to destroy this pitch. Max Kranick is already warming up in the bullpen. Volpe's going to pop this up out to right field. Bellinger's going to score on wasn't the best throw by Soto down the line there. Runners are going to go to be on first and third. It's going to be 3-0. So got to get the banners updated here. I mean, it was probably unlikely he was going to get him, but definitely wasn't going to get him with that throw. All right, first pitch to Austin Wells is a strike. No balls, 1 strike. So it's 3 in. McGill's got to shut the door here. Got to shut the door. You cannot let anybody else score this inning. And the Mets bats need to wake up. I believe it's Soto who's leading off the top of the 4th is what it's going to be. Two balls, 1 strike to Austin Wells here. So the Mets are digging a bit of a hole here. And, I mean, you're not going to be able to come in to Yankee Stadium and win games 1-0 and 2-1. But this is going to, no matter what happens here, the Mets have quite the hole they got to dig. That's outside. 3 balls, 1 strike. McGill looked pretty good through the first 2 innings and just absolutely hit a wall here. Absolutely hit a wall. There's the 3-1 pitch. Got him. Got him to swing at that. That was ball 4. He was looking fastball all the way and didn't get it. Looks like Kranick is ready if needed. I mean, if McGill cannot get him here, I mean, Kranick might come in. I don't know. 64 pitches for McGill already. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 3 in, 2 out, bottom of the 3rd. Wells fouled that slider off. That was possibly ball 4 as well. Curveball's outside. It's going to load the bases again. Yeah, McGill's pitching control command struggles. Looks like they're going to stick with him for one more batter. I mean, yeah, this is McGill's 3rd straight start of struggles. First pitch there is a strike. That's a good pitch. It's Peraza at the plate. So far, it's still damage limited to 3 runs. Now, this could go really bad really quick, or McGill could figure out how to get out of this and salvage a little bit. A good stop by Alvarez at a pitch in the dirt there. Yeah, I think they kind of wanted to, but I don't know if Kranick is actually ready yet. This just kind of disintegrated really quickly. I mean, they want to get him out of this inning and then at least give him a chance to start the 4th, but I think if Peraza gets on or this inning continues here, he's done. You just can't afford to get behind by. Let's challenge him, McGill. It's 2-1. There's a strike at the top of the zone there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Alvarez is working hard with his pitcher here. All right, here's the 2-2 pitch to Peraza. Almost got him. They're just not swinging at that pitch in the dirt. You just gotta. Now it's going to be bases loaded, full count. This very well could be McGill's last batter and last pitch. This is. I think you got to go fastball. Let's see. Ball 4, high. Walks in a run. My goodness. That's it. McGill is done. Well, that's not what we wanted from McGill. So we're going to go to commercial break, and this game is falling apart for the Mets here quickly. They're going to need to find. Well, first of all, Max Kranick's got to figure out how to get out of this inning, and then they got to figure out how to even get some hits. With all the hype going into this game, you almost wonder if maybe the Mets players bought into the hype too much, and they just didn't come ready to actually play the game. You know, there's still the inconsistency in the Mets bats and not being able to string together long runs. It's one of the things the Yankees are able to do, right? So long runs of multiple hitters, hitter after hitter after hitter getting on base. What the Yankees are doing and so here's the thing. Everybody's kind of the big talk on the Mets is leaving runners on base. That's not the issue, right? So let me give you an example. Let's say who's coming up now? Jorbit Vivas. Let's say he comes up and he strikes out with the bases loaded. No Yankee fan would be like, oh, the Yankees' problem is they're leaving runners on base. That's not what they're going to say. They're going to say, hey, we had a great inning, and all great innings have to come to an end. That's just kind of the nature of it. And so I think what's happening is it's not that the Mets are leaving runners on base, it's that the Mets are not they're not scoring at all when they have opportunities to score. And maybe that's kind of a semantics game to you guys. But again, ultimately, good teams are going to leave more runners on base. That's not the issue. The issue is when you get 2, 3, 4 guys on, can you get 1 or 2 runners home consistently? So anyway, that's just kind of my take on it. So McGill obviously doesn't feel good. Yeah, so it's 3 bad outings. So the question is, can the pitching lab pinpoint what it is? I mean, tonight, so some of this, even though first pitch is popped up, Lindor's going to get under it. That's going to get the Mets out of the inning here. The Yankees do score 4. So, yeah, I'm not to the point of like giving up on McGill, but it is definitely concerning that it's 3 bad outings in a row, and it's all in the month of May. I think this May thing is kind of in McGill's head. Um, McGill has also had some shoddy defense behind him overall, even though this particular inning, the error by Lindor doesn't necessarily cost the Mets an extra run because those runs would have scored anyway. And I'm going to tell you, this ump has a very small, tight strike zone. There's a lot of those pitches that were like, ooh, they look pretty close. And I wonder if ABS would have fixed some of those, but I just always encourage Mets fans, don't overreact. Just watch, try to see. And the reason that if McGill was getting walloped and getting hit hard, I'd be more concerned. I think he's just being too fancy. And they mentioned on the broadcast, too, that McGill's going to go back and look back and say, look, I had a good fastball and I didn't use it enough. And I think there's some pitch selection or confidence issues, or there's something there that maybe McGill needs to look into, which is his pitch in the dirt, whatever that is, a splitter or curveball. I don't know what his official pitch is there, but that pitch is only good when you're ahead in the count. In the same way that Edwin Diaz splitter, Kodai Senga's splitter, those pitches only work really well when you're ahead in the count. If you're behind 2-0, no one's going to swing at that splitter because they know it could be the splitter, it could be a curveball. So they're just going to generally not swing at that pitch. But if you're ahead 0-2, then you can get away with that pitch even multiple times in a row. And so McGill, by nature of getting behind in the count, loses access to one of his best pitches. All right. Well, we're going to bring out Rally Pig for sure. Juan Soto is up. The Mets don't even have a hit yet in this game. So Soto's the only base runner the Mets have had the entire night. He walked. First pitch is a strike. Second pitch is a ball, low. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the outside corner. So I was like, what, was that outside? All right, here's 1 ball, 2 strikes to Juan Soto. From the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Soto. No on, no one on, no one out. Top of the fourth, Mets down 4-0. It'd be great to start this series off with a demoralizing come from behind victory. Yeah, Lounge, I think that's a fair point too. If you're gonna just walk Judge there, save the 4 pitches on his arm, or 5, because he got a strike on him, right? So you save 5 pitches. Fouled, tip by Soto to stay alive. Oh, almost held, but not quite. No, I think that's a fair point, Lounge. I like that. So Lounge is saying, like, I don't love the unintentional intentional watching your pitchers having control problems already. Yeah, even if it is Judge. Another foul by Soto. So yeah, because nowadays, I mean, I don't like it. I don't like how you can just tell them 4 and you walk them. But if you're gonna walk Judge there, either walk him or go after him. Like one or the other. The pitching around in this modern day, or even, and there's a walk. So second walk for Soto on the game. On base percentage continues to rise for Juan Soto. I do think you need to be. They're doing an interview with Clay Holmes right now too. They're not going to interview Tyler McGill tonight. No ball, 1 strike to Pete Alonso. Pete chases that one. No balls, 2 strikes. No, that's an on base percentage versus the Yankees. You're right. Pete fouls that one away. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Pete Alonso. That's high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. This umpire has a tight strike zone, then combined with the patience of the Yankee, combined with McGill's control being off, that was a recipe for disaster for McGill. Swing and a miss by Pete. It's going to be 1 out here on the top of the fourth. There's a liner up the middle for the first Mets base hit of the game. Swaggy Marky G. All right. Well, that should help. That should just help this team relax a little bit here. All right. So Mets have their first legit little rally of the game. We have 2 runners on. There's 1 out. Oh, don't take Clay Holmes off the broadcast. Mets were doing well while they were interviewing him. All right. So that's the first Mets hit of the game. Mark Vientos. Mark Vientos is just looking really good recently. He got the start at third today. Swimmo, Brandon Nimmo coming to the plate with 2 on, 1 out, top of the fourth. Mets are down 4-0, but one of the things the Mets have been decent at this year is coming back and getting some runs back after they either give up runs or give up the lead. They don't always get all the runs back, but they've been good at keeping games close for the most part. That's outside corner, I guess. 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball, one strike to Nimmo. Soto at second, Vientos at first. One out, top of the fourth. That's outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. That's low. 3 balls, 1 strike. So I think the Mets need to mirror this patient approach. By the way, it looks like Starling Marte is using a torpedo bat. But yeah, Rodon is struggling to find the plate here. That's a strike, though. 3 balls, 2 strikes. I mean, don't underestimate the value of Soto walking and getting on base consistently. In a game like this, when you're line down the left field line, Soto's going to turn third. Soto's going to score. Nimmo's going to get the RBI single. The Mets are going to get on the board. It is going to be 4-1 Mets. And like I said, the Mets have been really good at answering back this season. Vientos is going to hold at second. So it is 4-1 Yankees over the Mets. Mets just have, but the Mets are on the board. Yep, Mets are on the board. Yeah, we could use a Starling Marte hit right now, too. Marte needs to be patient. This umpire strike zone is really small. By the way, that gives Rally Pig, he's 1 for 1 with 1 run. So Marte struck out on 3 pitches his first at bat. I'd really like to see Marte work the count here. Rodon's been struggling a little bit with his control. You got to do the same thing to Rodon that the Yankees did to McGill. Make him work. He grounds it up the middle. Volpe makes a good grab. Plus the second. They're not going to be able to complete the double play there, though. That would have been a run easily. Marte still gets down the line pretty well. All right, so now there's going to be 2 outs, runners on first and third, which then makes you wonder even more had Vientos been able to score or get to third on that last play. He might have scored there. Alvarez is up. First pitch is a strike on the outside corner. That one's in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike to Alvarez. So obviously the Mets want to score some more runs here, but getting hits this inning and getting on the board is a big deal because you're going to be pitching Max Kranick here for an inning or 2. That's high. 2 balls, 1 strike. Let's see if Alvarez can continue with a nice patient at bat. I don't know too much about the Yankees bullpen, but I do know Rodon is probably their number 2 starter. So sooner we can get him out of the game and get into their bullpen, the better. They already got into ours. We're falling behind if we're not getting into his. Rodon's at 69 pitches so far, but still pitching better than McGill did. So there's going to be a pretty long leash here, I think. But I mean, the Mets do have the tying run at the plate. It's 2-1 to Alvarez. Oh, he shot that one foul. That was a good swing. Fouls that down the right field line. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That's way high. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Acuna is on deck for the Mets. Williams, Weaver, the middle guys, yeah. I mean, the fact that you don't know means they're probably not great. I'll kind of see. That's inside, and Alvarez takes the walk. Base is loaded for the Mets. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to speak with you again. I was just teaching my daughter that song this week. Like I think she knew the phrase "Hello, darkness, my old friend," but she didn't know where it had come from. And who's the hard rock band that sings it? Is it Stained or whatever? First pitch to Acuna is taken for a strike. No balls, 1 strike. Bases loaded. 4-1 Yankees over the Mets, top of the 4th. But Mets have a chance to tie it up or take the lead here. Mets are working. Ooh, Acuna went on that. Ooh. No balls, 2 strikes to Acuna. Disturbed. That's who it is. Thank you, Lounge. Yep. Yeah, it's the Disturbed. I knew it was one of those. I don't know my hard rock bands that well, but that's like my favorite version of that song. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I'll throw a link for you guys up in a second here. 0-2 pitch. Foul down the third baseline. If that had not gone foul, there's a chance he could have beat that out for sure. All right. The count remains no balls and 2 strikes to Acuna. Bases loaded. Acuna has a chance to do some damage here. He's been cool the last couple of. That's high. Almost went for it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. You already said Hyman. This is the 4K version of the Disturbed Sound of Silence. For those of you who are watching that are not familiar with it. It has over 1 billion views, guys. Such a great. Here you go. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That was ball 4. He hits it to right field, but it's going to be a fly out. He swung, or ball 3, but he's going to be retired there. So the Mets leave the base load. They do get 1 run home. I did get you a prompt. Gotcha. Yeah, I don't see all that stuff. All right. Well, I know that's not the exact result all Mets fans want, but I'm actually okay with that inning because got your first hit of the game, you got a runner home, and you worked Rodon's pitch count like crazy. And then the one thing I would pick on was Acuna at bat was not great. He swung at 2 balls, and especially when Rodon was struggling to pitch strikes, he took 2 balls. He swung at 2 balls, so he could have walked. All right, I'm just jamming. I'm just listening to the whole Sound of Silence now. Midnight got me going here. Yep, I agree. I mean, Acuna's been struggling over the last 7 to 10 days. Batting average is back under 200 again. It's going to ebb and flow, but such a good song, guys. Such a good song. Thank you, Midnight, for bringing that to me. Yeah, I listened to that one the other day, Tim. I think that's the version I listened to my daughter with. So good. So good. All right. Back to baseball here. 2 balls, no strikes to Grisham. There's a strike on the outside corner. Min panic. Max Kranick is pitching for the Mets. 2 balls, 1 strike. Give me listen to the music. We got a baseball game to cover here. We got a baseball game to cover. Negative Nancy's are another chat. The Mets have no pride. No pride. No say hi prompts over on this chat midnight. 3 balls, 1 strike. Grisham bounces to first. Pete takes it himself. They just said Max Kranick has only allowed 2 of 16 inherited runners to score this season. That is huge. That's something that doesn't show up in a box score because when you inherit runners, if they score, they don't count against your ERA. But I mean, that's an important stat there. Hey, Rels, you got to keep it clean. Got to keep it clean. Aaron Judge gets a base hit out to left field because that's pretty much automatic. I think that's maybe the most frustrating part of the night is that McGill actually struck out Aaron Judge in the first inning for how everything's gone since then. He was sick when he did that performance. Oh, man. You're good, Rels. You're good. Family friendly and F-bomb free. We gotta keep it good. My kids might be watching. So all right. No balls, 1 strike to Bellinger here. Aaron Judge on first, 1 out, bottom of the 4th. Bellinger rips that down the right field line for extra bases. Aaron Judge is going to hold at third. Bellinger has a double with 1 out. So the Yankees continue to get base runners here. You know, this is not a slam on the Mets pitching, but the Mets hitting is going to have to show up in this series. The Mets batters have to hit. I think that's the big thing that we're seeing here tonight. Mets batters have to figure out how to get hits, get base runners, and a lot more than what we've done through the first 3 innings. More like the 4th inning, but every inning. This is a nightmare type of lineup, especially the top of this order for the Yankees. It's a nightmare lineup for pitchers to go through. It's pulled down the third base line past Vientos. Goldschmidt gets an RBI single. I feel like Vientos should have had that. I would much rather we just move to Beatty being our third baseman and Vientos being our DH. I mean, it's just under the glove. So it's 5-1. It's yeah, this reminds me a lot of facing a Dodgers lineup, but it's not quite as deep as the Dodgers lineup, but it's still a difficult lineup to navigate. I will look that up, Midnight Shinedown's cover of Simple Man. I will look that up. Three hits in a row here. The top of this Yankees order, yeah, it's all the way through from Grisham through Dominguez is just well, Grisham through Goldschmidt for sure, and then Dominguez has come on here over the last couple of weeks. So all right, here's the 0-2 pitch coming up to the Martian, Jason Dominguez. Grounder to second. Acuna to Lindor. No, not able to double him up. And another run is going to score. 6-1 Yankees so far here. Six one, bottom four. Awesome. So they're local. I'm finding the cover first. Grounder to Vientos, throws it over to first. That's going to end the inning, but again, not before the Yankees score two more. It is going to be 6-1 Yankees going to the top of the fifth inning. Due up for the Mets will be Tyrone Taylor, Francisco Lindor, and Juan Soto. We brought out Rally Pick for Juan Soto last time. We're going to bring him out again. We're going to need to pull all the stops out tonight. Yeah, I agree. Well, and I felt the same way. Honestly, coming back, I'm sure if I start liking stuff too, Midnight little auto playlist it. If you go all the way back to the very beginning of the season, Beatty was just killing it in spring training, and I believe Mendoza sat him the first two games of the season. I'm just like, I understand the need to rotate guys occasionally, but I want to have a starting lineup that we have as this is our starting lineup that we're going to put against any pitcher. It doesn't matter lefty, righty. This is our starting lineup. And then in certain situations, like where the matchup is an A-plus matchup for a particular player, do that. But yeah, I mean, it's very possible that Beatty only gets to start tomorrow, and Fried is a lefty on Sunday. Vitalik, if you're a Yankees fan, you're happy. It's 6-1 Yankees going to the top of the fifth. As a Yankees fan, it's going well for you. For us Mets fans, not so well. Right. Well, so this is my thing, Lounge. Is I'm kind of more old school, and I'm just like the eye test should matter more. Like if someone's hot, let them be in there every day, and there's no reason. You can't convince me that Marte is a better option than Beatty. That's what you're looking at here. And you can't convince me that Vientos is a better fielder than Beatty. So you put Beatty at third. It fixes your defense a little bit. And then you put Vientos at DH. Vientos is a better DH than Marte. I just think that's where Vientos projects eventually. Or if you really want Marte in the field, then put Acuna out in center field and just let him learn it and let Beatty play second or whatever you want to do. Like, yeah, it's too much. And it's to the point in the season where I want to be settled in on things. Taylor's going to foul that one down the line. That was a pretty good rip. That went about 2 sections to the right of the foul pole. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes to Tyrone Taylor. I do think sometimes Mendoza gets a little too cutesy and fancy with how he makes the lineup decisions, and like I get it. I'm not in the position. I don't have all the data and stuff that he has, but it's a pop fly out into shallow right field. A nice over the head basket catch by Goldschmidt as he's that looked for sure like that was going to fall in for a single. I mean, when things are not going your way, they're not going your way. That's such a difficult play that Goldschmidt just made, guys. That was a really difficult play. All right. Well, Francisco Lindor now up with 1 out. The Mets are down 6-1 in the top of the 5th inning. Lindor bounces that foul down the third baseline. The Mets are going to have to figure out where their runs are going to come from in this game because it's only the 5th, but they are not able to string together any sort of consistent offense. Ooh, that was a close play at first, grounded down to first. Yeah, he beat him there. Rodon beat him to the bag, but not by much. All right, Juan Soto was up now. 2 outs, top of the 5th. Nobody on. That's down 6-1. Soto is. We could rate him for the 7th inning stretch midnight. Let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah, this is the Friday night we were talking about. He's going to be on in another half an hour. We can do it. Hopefully, we can find a few more people to join us in here. We're a pretty small group right now. Let's see if we can get a few more people to join us. The Mets can start hitting here. There's the 0-1 pitch to Soto. That's inside to Soto. 1 ball, 1 strike. Soto's been on base twice today with 2 walks. Sounds good. Let's do it. Let's try to just wait till we can get a few more people on. It's showing me 3 between the 2 streams right now, so this number's not always right, but that's high to Soto as well. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here's a 2-1 pitch to Soto. I think Soto's looking home run here. That's a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. There's 2 outs. The Mets haven't been able to do anything. He's got an on base twice already. I'm thinking Soto's just looking for a ball to wham here. Yeah, he did. He went for it. He missed it. Foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Soto trying to keep this inning going. Mets have scored 1 run. Ball low. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Soto's on base percentage is 1,000 so far this game. Yeah. I need to make a video. I just don't know how to do it. But we can just rip that one down the first baseline, but foul. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Soto. We could call it the smallest rate ever. None of these small channels that I know of were doing any form of rating before we started doing it. And Juan Soto walks again. I mean, what is Soto supposed to do? I mean, you don't want him swinging at bad pitches. I mean, he walks there. He's walked 3 times tonight. His on base percentage is 1,000. Does Soto try to steal here with 2 outs? Try to get in the scoring position for Pete? Like, I mean, you can't blame Soto here. The rest of the we got a meeting of the minds at the mound. Yeah. I mean, so I have my thing saved because I don't want to have to type it every time because I'm slow. This is normally what I post. I mean, we could it's probably not even going to get seen, I would guess, but we'll see. We'll see. I'll find the stream first here. So I have it up. Pete takes a big swing there. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. There's actually not as many people watching as I would have thought. So maybe there's a chance. Let me see. I'm just going to see how fast the stream is going. Yeah, I mean, I'm watching the chat. I don't know how fast the chat is going. We might actually, if we could find a few more people. Soto 3 walks is bragging rights. Yeah, 3 balls, 1 strike to Alonso. Well, I mean, look, it's only the 5th inning, and if we can get into the Yankees bullpen here, that's the Mets excel against bullpens. Pete fouls that off. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Under pressure. Oh, that's the wrong song. Is it? Pressure pushing down on me. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Pete Alonso. Pete fouls that one off again, too. It's going to remain 3 balls and 2 strikes. All right. Well, we'll do that. Let's hopefully we can bring in a few more people with us because I know you'll go. All right. All right, here's the 3-2 pitch. Pete fouls it back again. Rodon's up to 101 pitches, so you got to imagine that Pete's his last batter here. It's so quiet in the ballpark. Hey, that's a new record for me, Midnight, giving 2 of your songs. Giving 2 songs in one night. It's so quiet for this game because it's like Alonso goes down swinging. Uh, 6-1 Yankees going to the bottom of the 5th. All right. Well, here's what I'm going to do really quick. We'll put we're going to set Rally Bear out. Everybody say hi to Rally Bear. real quick go do a bathroom break, and we'll be right back with you guys. How's it going, Crazy Cat? Appreciate you being here tonight. Hope you are doing well. Sorry I had to take a little break during the commercials. We're coming back at the game here. It's bottom of the fifth. Yankees lead 6-1. It's kind of quiet. Like, Yankee fans really can't boo Soto because he's walked 3 times. Mets fans have nothing to cheer about because they're losing 6-1. Max Tran is going to pitch again here. First pitch popped up. Nimmo's under it. He's going to make the catch. 1 out on the bottom of the fifth. Hope you are doing well this Friday night, Crazy Cat. Thank you, Midnight, for covering for me as well. So, 6-1 Yankees, bottom of the fifth. Good. Are you a Yankee fan, Met fan, baseball fan, sports fan? Where do your allegiances lie? No balls, 1 strike to Peraza. And swing and a miss on pitch outside. No balls and 2 strikes. Good Kranick attacking here this inning. And Kranick strikes him out. So that's 4 pitches, 2 outs already. So we'll take that. You're a basketball fan. Awesome. Well, so I'm not really a basketball guy too much, but a lot of my friends are Timberwolves fans. Of course, a lot of Mets fans are Knicks fans. So I know the Timberwolves advance. Are the Knicks playing now? That game going on? It looks like it is. Knicks are up 36-24 over the Celtics. Trying to put an end to the series here tonight. Sound like your brother. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Vivas is up. 2 outs in the bottom of the fifth. The Mets are finally going to get in the Yankees bullpen. Come back there to Kranick. He's able to field it. Toss it over to first. We're going to the top of the 6th inning. All right, so that's what the Mets needed, was the shutdown inning there. Let's see what they can do from this point forward. Can they? Jonathan Loaizaga is going to be pitching here for the Yankees. He's making his Yankees season debut. Now, I don't know exactly what that means. We're going to find out about that in a second. Did he get traded? Oh, I'm not stressed. I think it's just the yellowness of the light. I think that's all it is. How are you doing, Kaylee? Hope you are doing well. My daughter has a shirt that says "Too blessed to be stressed." I always joke with her and say, "Too stressed to be blessed." All right, so we've got the pitching change for the Yankees here. Jonathan Loizaga coming in. Oh, they arrested the second guy, Redman. They arrested the second guy. That's two down. Two down, 8 to go. Are you anywhere near New Orleans, Kaylee, where those prisoners escaped? So you got 10 prisoners who escaped. 2 have been caught. I mean, obviously, I hope nobody gets hurt, but man, this is kind of like feels like a real life TV show going on. Trying to find the 10 prisoners. So Loizaga has been pitching in the minors this season. He's had 7 innings pitched, given up 3 hits, 1 run, 1.23 ERA. He had 1 start, but just as an opener. So we'll see what he's got. That's low. 1 ball, 1 strike to Swaggy Marquientos. So this is his. There's a bouncer towards third baseman. And Peraza is able to throw Vientos out at first. It's going to be 1 out in the top of the 6th. Two people die in fall. I don't know. I guess I don't know that whole story, Redman, but no, I haven't heard what that is. Brandon Nimmo at the plate. Fouls that one off. Down the third baseline. No balls, 1 strike to Nimmo. Mets are down 6-1 in the top of the 6th. Offense has been hard to come by here tonight. There's pulled down the first. Gets past Goldschmidt. Nimmo dives into second base with a 1-out double for the Mets. So there's a little bit of life. Yeah, it feels like I'm not there, and I don't know if the audio is just bad or whatever, but it feels like it's so quiet. Like I'm just not hearing people cheering, and it's like the Yankees fans don't know what to do with Soto because he just walked 3 times. The Mets fans have nothing to cheer about because all they have is that Soto's walked 3 times. My goodness. Marte swings at some bad pitches, guys. No balls, 1 strike to Marte. How you doing tonight, Justin? Hope you're doing better than our Mets are doing. Pulled down to third. They're going to take the out at first there. Nimmo will have to hold at second. SNY is going to show minor league tomorrow. Okay. All right. Alvarez is at the plate. Could really use like a home run right here. First pitch is a ball. Could really use a home run. Mm. 1-0 pitch to Alvarez is going to be fouled. Gonna get just out of play into the netting. 1-1 strike. One ball, one strike to Alvarez. The Mets just cannot string any consistent offense together. Favorite Hot Pockets, Redman? That's a ball to Alvarez. Well, you can't ever go wrong with the pepperoni pizza. And that one's good. And this one's not necessarily good, but I just have like good memories with it. Like just brings me back to good times. Is the ham and cheese. The ham and cheese Hot Pocket is a good one. I'm trying to figure it out, Midnight. I'm trying not to like over mod. Like I left it on. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't want my kids saying it, so probably shouldn't be. Probably shouldn't leave it on. I'm gonna. Alvarez hits this out to left center field. Grisham makes the catch. So yeah, no, I mean we should probably keep that clean. Sorry, Justin. It's hard. Like I'm trying to have a little more of trying to be a little freer here than I was on the other channel because it is sports. That's the part I'm trying to figure out. So yeah, no, I mean, I guess that's my standard that I should really stand by is like, okay, not like every because obviously we're gonna talk about things that my kids wouldn't care to talk about, but if it's language I wouldn't want my kids to use, that's probably what the standard should be. So I appreciate you bringing it to my attention. Do you love to be a dad or rap YouTube mess? Dadding is awesome. Being a dad is great. I wish I was a better dad, but being a dad is awesome. I'm pretty sure every dad wishes they were a better dad. At least every good dad that I know wishes they were a better dad. So, but just keep pushing, keep grinding, keep fighting. Become the better person that you want to be. Thanks, Midnight. I appreciate it. And thank you for all your work. You know, because the other part of it is Midnight too. It's a lot easier to just have a clean standard from the start than to try to go back and fix things that we let slide. Yeah. So I would say one thing I will do a lot more generously here is just delete a comment versus like booting someone unless it's regular. Because most people are like, "Oh, sorry, forgot," sort of thing. So other than the obvious trolls, like there was one obvious troll tonight. You know, that's fine. We can just delete and ban those people right away. Jose Buto coming in for the Mets now. All right, here's the 1-0 pitch to Grisham. Rodon got bailed out again. I'll tell you what, the Mets did an okay job on getting this pitch count up, but just couldn't turn it into anything significantly. Acuna doesn't look great at the plate right now, and Marte looks horrible at the plate right now. Oh yeah, the drop ball pop up. That was like a walk off, wasn't it? Grisham fouls it down the third baseline. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, I do think Budo pitching right now is definitely a sign that Mendoza, obviously you want to win, but if this game gets out of hand, Mendoza doesn't want to waste his top tier bullpen guys for tomorrow. So, I'm not saying that. Three balls, 2 strikes to Grisham. By the way, the Mets did make a trade for a reliever. Jose Castillo. Grisham flies out to Tyrone Taylor in center field. Jose Castillo is a lefty from the Arizona Diamondbacks. The Mets acquired him for cash. So the Mets do have lefty bullpen help, and he's going to be available, I believe, tomorrow. I believe he's available to pitch tomorrow already. So the Mets are bringing him right up and right in. We'll do a scoreboard update here in just a second. Aaron Judge is at the plate. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Bottom of the 6th. The Yankees are up 6-1. Mets pitching and offense has been absolutely lifeless. I kind of had an expectation the Mets pitchers weren't going to be able to shut down the Yankees this year. But at the same time, I don't know if I was expecting our offense to be this poor tonight. I mean, to go hitless through the first 3 innings. And at this point, Vientos had the first hit for the Mets. Nimmo's had the only other 2 hits for the Mets. Soto's been on base with 3 walks. That's like the extent of our offense. And yet somehow with all of that, I mean, yeah, we've had a couple other walks. Alvarez, I guess one other walk. Alvarez had a walk. But it's not enough. Not enough. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Aaron Judge. Just groove him one here. Not groove him, but like just challenge him with a fastball, Budo. If he's going to get his home run, just let him get it tonight, not tomorrow. Foul down the third baseline. Judge grounds it down to third. Vientos makes the throw. There's going to be 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Judge is retired on a ball in play. Two outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Cody Bellinger coming up. Bellinger's the hitting star of the game so far. He's 3 for 3 on the night. 2 singles and a double. Lined right to Luis Angel Acuna, and he is going to be retired for the first time in this game. So we're going to go to the top of the seventh inning here. Yankees still on top, 6-1. We'll do this Mets half inning, and then we're gonna go raid at least. Well, we're gonna raid Grassi's stream here in a little bit. Let me refresh. I just want to see how many people and how fast this chat moving. So about the same number as before. Yeah, I mean the chat's not going crazy fast, so we'll see. So we'll go raid the Grassi stream for sure, but let's go see if there's any Mets or Yankees streams as well. So let me check that out. We're on commercial breaks. You're not missing any of the action. And if you're a Mets fan, you haven't really missed anything if you're just tuning in now. It's been a rough night. Oh man. Let's see. Wonder if anybody like John Boy is like streaming this one live. Go raid John Boy. Well, there's some Yankees. Let's see. There are some Yankees. Let's see if they've got a. There's one. Just looking for someone smaller. There's a lot more Yankees streamers than Mets streamers. We're gonna find a smaller Yankees streamer. That's the Wardy Watch Party. It's a lot of people streaming this game compared to normal tonight. All right, let me. That's like a Mets guy. Man, there's so many more people streaming this game than normal tonight. That's crazy. It's 2-1 strike to Luis Angel Acuna. Yeah, he's just Acuna's over swinging right now. All right, where's that other Yankees guy that I was looking to? He had like 5 people watching or something. Yeah, everybody's hopping on Subway Series bandwagon for sure. Because there's so many games, there's lots of small streamers out tonight. We might have to start sooner than I had thought. Let's see. Two balls, 2 strikes to Acuna. Mets are trying to figure out how to get some base runners so they can put a rally together here. There was I thought there was a Yankee streamer I saw with like 5 people. Grounded out to Anthony Volpe by Acuna. It's going to be 1 out in the top of the 7th. All right, let's see. They're not a subscriber only. They're not subscriber only. That's like a Mets. All right. We got four streams that we're going to raid tonight. So even if it's just me, we'll see. Tyrone Taylor hits a fair ball down the left field line. It's going to be a 1-out double for Tyrone Taylor. Mets keep swinging on first pitches. Yeah. Good steak, good pizza, good steak, good burger. Can't go wrong with any of those 3 for a favorite food. Won't just be me. Sounds good, Midnight. It was me. I found, yeah, there's so many more people streaming this game than normal. But I found 3 streams that have 10 people or less watching. So we're going to go plus the Grassi stream. There were others too. Like, there were way more, but appreciate it, Midnight. So we're going to get ready to go. We'll go kind of rapid fire. I'm going to do my normal thing for everybody except Grassi. I'll put something extra on there. We'll do the Grassi raid first. I'm going to have it all set up and ready to go here. Lindor chases the splitter. It's going to be thrown out at first. All right, well, out of obligation, we're throwing Rally Pig up for Juan Soto. Runner on second with 2 outs here. All right, first pitch by Juan is fouled off. So as soon as this inning is over, we're going to do some raids. They're going to be kind of rapid fire. Wonder if American Walmart's is in there tonight. Maybe. See who we can find over there. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike to Soto. Mets have a runner on second with 2 outs. Soto home run would at least make this feel like not as dreadful of a night as it has been for Mets fans up till now. Look, I don't mind Soto getting on base, but that's inside. Does not go. 2 balls, 1 strike. Yeah, Soto's got to drive him in. Let's go, Soundwave. I just feel like this is a good spot for a Soto home run. Just bring a little life and excitement back to the bench. Like, this game is not. If you can score 2 here, that's a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. If you can score 2 here, it's a 6-3 game going to the 8th. Assuming you can hold them. That's tough, but that's not impossible. 6-3 game is a whole lot better than 6-1 going. So let's see what we got here. Whatever happens, as soon as this half inning is over, that's high. 3 balls, 2 strikes. There's so many Yankee fans recording, like wanting to see Soto strike out. It's kind of funny. All right. I'm going to get the links posted in the chat. I'm not going to post them yet, but they're ready to go here. Soto rips it up the middle off the mound, and he is going to be thrown out. That is going to retire the side here. All right, we're going to start our raids. We got lots of raids tonight. We usually get, like, it's hard to find more than one. I think we're rating 3, for sure 2 new people, plus Grassi. Yeah, I got a ticker on top of the horizontal, or on top of the vertical. Thank you, Midnight. Well, let me update my ticker here first. Let's do that first, so we're ready to go with that. Not going the Mets way so far, but that's okay. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna post you guys the link. We're gonna do the Grassi raid first. Thank you, Midnight, for the idea. So there's the link, and then I'm gonna make my post. Oh man, somebody super chatted like the second after I posted it, like the millisecond after. Oh yeah, like you read the super chat. It came like the second after I posted it. Oh no, I don't want to spam the chat. Well, if you're wanting to join, I don't know if he's going to see us. We tried. Oh, is that not a link? Hold on. It should be a link. Is it not showing as a link? I don't know if it doesn't show up as a link in the vertical. Ah! Maybe this only works well on the horizontal. Hold on. Yeah, if you're on a desktop, it shows as a link, Midnight. Ah! Yeah, I do see American Walmart's is over there. No, I mean, I don't have any video games. I don't have time to do that. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like it shows up as a link from. I'll show you over here. Sorry about that, Midnight. Yeah, it's all right. I think it got totally missed anyway. Midnight. We'll try it again. I think it got. Yeah. All right, we're gonna try the next one. We're gonna move on. We're gonna go on to these. This one we maybe have done before. I feel like we've done this one, but we're gonna do it again. There's only 7 people watching, and I'm one of them. Yeah. Well, we can try let's try the Grassi again. We'll try the Grassi one maybe again at the end. Here we go. We're gonna try this again. This is small streamer here. Small streamer, small streamer. Right, hold on. Do they see it? Hold on. Three one pitch to Dominguez here going as we speak. There's one out here in the bottom of the seventh. Buto is still pitching. 6-1 Yankees. 3-1, one out, bottom of the seventh. And that's a walk to Dominguez. I don't know if they really saw us on that one. All right, that's all right. We're going on to the next one. We're working hard tonight. We're working hard, whether people see us or not. This one is even smaller. This one's an even smaller. They only have 5 people, and I'm one of them. And then we'll go back and we'll try the Grassi one more time. All right. Let me make sure I'm all set here. Here we go. Here we go. Back pick by Alvarez. He gets back. 1 ball, 1 strike. That was a good idea there. He was pretty far off the bag. Foul down the line. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Volpe here. 1 out, bottom of the seventh. Dominguez is going to steal second. It's going to be 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lots of people streaming. Not a lot of people following on the chat, it looks like. Hey, there we got a shout out finally. There we go. They saw us that time, midnight. All right, there we go. Oh, they're talking Carolina Panthers now, midnight. All right. 2 balls, 1 strike to Austin Wells with 2 outs here. They're actually talking, so I'm like, all right. All right. I'm trying to interact with them a little bit. Yeah, we got Rally Pig out here. We're going to the top of the 8th inning. This brutal, brutal game is going. All right. All right. There's that. We're going to stop there with the raids. We're going to go do the Grassi raid here one more time. We're going to try one more time on the Grassi raid. See if he'll see us this time. Yeah, they were. Yeah, I spent a couple minutes with them. So I'll get reset up on the Grassi raid here for a second. Because I got to find my comment so I can. Oh, we get Devin Williams now. We have a chance. Is it Devin Williams coming in? Yeah, it is. The Mets have a chance. Post-game Mets therapy session. Yeah, maybe we will. Maybe we will. So it is Devin Williams and it's Pete Alonso leading off here. First meeting since then. All right. We'll try one more time on Grassi. All right. Here we go. We're going to try one more raid here. One more raid. We're going to try this one last time, see if this works. Are you going to go midnight? Here, we'll do it another time. We'll try it another time. It's all good. Appreciate you, Midnight. We'll do it again. There will be another time. All right. And Pete Alonso strikes out. So all right. It is not looking good here for the Mets. Not looking good for the Mets here tonight. Big swing and a miss by Vientos here. One ball, two strikes to Vientos. Devin Williams looking a lot more like Devin Williams tonight than he did in the playoffs. That's in the dirt. Two balls, two strikes. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Vientos. And it goes fishing. And that's back-to-back strikeouts. I'm almost coming to the point where it's like, let's just end this game. Yeah, that's what I said I said that in the 7th too, though. I said that in the 7th. Get 2 runs there, then it's not as big of a deal. 2 runs here, yeah, it's still true, but there's just no. I mean, there's selective. Nimmo's been about the only one who's been consistent tonight. It's just been rough from start to finish. McGill was rough. It's just not been a fun game. I mean, we're all in on rally pick here, but it's just not been. So we were talking earlier, Jonathan. Like, do the Mets need to get to the point where they just have a starting 9 that they play 70% of the time? I feel like Beatty's never going to get better at hitting left-handers if he never gets to hit against left-handers. You know, now you're at this point in the game where you could use a left-hander in a lineup, but you don't want to take the Vientos' bat out anyway. I just think if you're going to sub in Beatty for Vientos for defense in the first place, it's a boring game, Gary. This is a even like the Yankees fans don't seem that excited about it. You trust Mendy and Stearns. You trust Mendy and Stearns. Ain't no nothing fan. Ain't no nothing fan. Yeah, no, I mean that's true. I just feel like it's really tough for Nimmo strikes out. There's 1, 2, 3 inning. Devin Williams looks like the Devin Williams of old. I mean, they have Jose Buto coming out again, maybe. I mean, he's probably he hasn't given up any runs yet, right? One walk, one strikeout, and 2 innings pitched for Buto. Got a season ERA under 3. Hey, Dedyal Nunez coming in. Tonight has been all low leverage pitchers the Mets have brought in, other than Kranick, but Buto and now Nunez. Kranick they brought in just to eat some innings. Yeah, I just feel like we should be getting to this point where we're starting the best 9 70% of the time. And when we're going to sub somebody out, but it's like Vientos missed a play at third that I think he should have had. I still want Vientos in the lineup. Just let Vientos just be a cleanup hitter who focuses on studying these pitchers and being able to have good quality at bats. I like him in the 4 hole, but I don't know. I'm kind of done with Marte. I'm done with Marte the way a lot of other Mets fans are done with Beatty. that's just how I am right now. But like you said, we are no nothing fans. So, and if you look at the overall, just a heads up on the box score. Okay, the Mets kept Grisham in check, just 1 walk there. They've done okay with Judge, all things considered. 1 hit, 1 walk, and 3 at bats. Bellinger and Goldschmidt just absolutely rocked them, though. Combined 5 for 8 tonight. 2 RBIs, 3 runs scored. And then a couple of guys lower in the line, but it had a lot to do with the walks and the lack of command. So dead yell new yes. Hit out to right field. Soto makes the catch. They're even booing Soto when he makes the catch. If you're watching the SNY broadcast, you can see the girl Yankee fan just giving it to the. Marte Alvarez Acuna due up in the ninth. Mets do have Beatty and McNeil on the bench. I'd love to see McNeil leading off in the ninth. Because didn't he sit? Didn't Beatty sit the last game too? Hold on. One ball, one strike to Grisham here. 2 outs in the bottom of the eighth. Just want to see the box score. Yeah. So Beatty was like absolutely on fire. He doesn't start game 3 of the Pirates series. He gets a day off, and then he doesn't start game 1 of the Yankees series. Like I I don't understand how you're going to expect Beatty to stay on a roll if he's not going to get that consistent playing time. That's just hard to do. 3 balls, 1 strike to Grisham. I'm just salty, I guess. It's just not even. There's just guys know me. I'm always trying to find like a silver lining in everything. A strike there, 3 balls, 2 strikes. All right. Well, we're going to give the rock solid relief performance. So if you want to find the silver lining, maybe in Jose Buto, and if Dediel Nunez can have a good inning here. But rock solid relief performance. Let's go now to Jose Buto. That's a walk. Too many walks. You just 7 walks by Mets pitchers. Aaron Judge gets to get up now, and he's just thinking, sitting home run here. All right, here's Aaron Judge. 2 outs, bottom of the eighth, last step out of the game for him, probably. Your turn. Lindor, Soto, Alonso. Ooh, you like Beatty in the 4 hole. Very interesting. Vientos, Nimmo, Alvey, McNeil, Acuna. And a base hit for Aaron Judge, because why not? I have the same lineup. Jonathan, I have a different order, but I have the same lineup. I would have Lindor, Soto, Alonso, Vientos, and Acuna's really struggling. I would love to see Acuna move up to like the 5 or the 6 hole, but he's not there. So let's go Nimmo, Beatty, McNeil. Some of these I'm not like completely married to, but I'll probably go something like that. Lindor, Soto, Alonso, Vientos. I like those 4. I like Nimmo at 5. You could reverse Beatty and McNeil, but Bellinger crushed that. Oh, he just got under it. I thought for sure Bellinger got that one. He just got under. I thought that was about to be a 9-1 game. I want to watch that again. I thought for sure that was going to be gone. Soto played it really well. He knows his stadium. Rally Bear sounds good. Rally Pig is gonna go in for gonna be subbed out here. Trying to figure out a better way to set him up with the phone behind him, maybe. Trying to set up Rally Bear here. There we go. We got the Rally Bear. Rally Bear time. He looks mischievously happy, so that's either a really good sign or a really bad sign. Due up. Again, due up does not mean definitely will come to the plate. Due up is Starling Marte, Francisco Alvarez, Luis Angel Acuna. I would love to see. I think McNeil makes sense as like the leadoff hitter here. But I could also see him throwing Beatty in here, so you keep McNeil for position flexibility. Because you might need McNeil as a fielder if you somehow manage to tie this up. Add straps, make them into a backpack. So I actually have a draft that actually is a backpack. This is on the eBay store too. When you said that, I'm like, I have a giraffe that is a backpack. All right. Well, this is it. Top of the ninth inning. Oh, I gotta update my banners. All right, 6-1 Yankees. And Marte is leading off. He's behind 0-1. Yeah. Marte's season average is under 200 again, guys. I just don't understand. If you're the designated hitter, you've got to do more than that. And his swings have just looked off. I like him as a player, but he's similar. Yeah, Jeffrey, he's similar to that. I used to have a huge giraffe collection back in the day. I don't know. I have a hard time finding playing time for Marte as a designated hitter. Hard time. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Marte here. Yeah, 300 batting average versus the Yankees. I just don't know at this point in his career. Went down swinging. He just looks lost at the plate to me. Looks lost at the plate. I've been saying that. I mean, we know the Mets wanted to trade him before the season. I'm like, you're giving up 8.5 outs out of every 10 at bats. Really hard. Does that hit Alvarez? Guess it hit the bat. Yeah, I got the bat, not his hand. I thought it hit him at first, but Alvarez chases a pitch way out of the zone. No balls, 2 strikes. Brett Beatty's coming up to hit for Acuna. Yeah, well, in one sense, it's like the sooner this game gets over, the better. Just be done with it, move on to tomorrow. I hope for Beatty's sake he just comes in and hits a home run. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Alvarez. There's a 2-2 pitch. That's low. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the 3-2 pitch. It's outside. Well, there's a 1-out walk. Mets aren't dead yet. Mets aren't dead yet. Oh, Rally Bear just fell over. They're dead. Not yet. It's what makes baseball the best sport. There's no clock. Anybody know? If you're not watching SNY, the last time the Mets came back from 5 runs in the ninth inning? Even if you don't know the year, do you know the team? Do you know the team? You should know this. 0-1 pitch to Beatty. Fouled back. No balls, 2 strikes. Never. Fans have zero reason to ever be embarrassed. That is correct, Danielle. That's the game, the Mark Canha game. They're just talking about on SNY. It's that Phillies game. So the Mets have done it with some of this core of the roster. You've got Jeff McNeil on deck for Tyrone Taylor, so at least you got some lefties here. Brady Chase on that one. 2 outs. Top of the ninth. McNeil coming up. No, like for real, fans should never be embarrassed about the performance of their team. You can be realistic about it, but I don't care. It doesn't change anything about my life how the Mets do. It really doesn't. Foul back by McNeil. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike to McNeil. That's outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Lindor on deck and Alonso in the hole, but you got to turn the lineup over here first. And McNeil trying to figure out. Oof, that was outside. Called it a strike. This umpire zone's been small all night until just then. All right, 2 balls, 2 strikes to McNeil, 2 outs, top of the ninth. McNeil rips that one foul down the third baseline. Mets trying to keep the game going. When you're down by this much in the ninth inning, all you're trying to do is just keep the line moving. That's what we'd be teaching our little leaguers. You can't hit a 6-run home run. It's a good take by McNeil there. He wanted to swing and held. They just said that's the 20th. McNeil's at bat here is the 20th full count in the game here tonight. That's so many from both teams. McNeil draws a walk, and the Mets continue. This is kind of the new version of baseball that's really frustrating, and Ron Darling's talking about it too. Like, it's a 6-1 game. You should be just pounding fastballs. There's zero reason for the Yankees pitchers to be cute here. And I'm going to tell you this right now. What's going on right now is good for the Mets. Not necessarily for tonight, but there's two parts to it. One, it's showing they're not just going up there, just swinging away and trying to end it. Francisco Lindor. So there's that part. The other part is you're making this De Los Santos kid pitch, and maybe you burn him for 2 days. Yeah, Gary Cohen is pointing to the very problem that is in Major League Baseball. Is that you've got pitchers who are being judged by stats like strikeouts as opposed to judging them based on just getting batters out. And I agree. Wow, that pitch is like 3 inches outside. He's called it twice this inning. Yeah, they're talking about the same thing we're talking about. If you can get to the Yankees closer right now, that's low and in the dirt, 1-1 strike. This ump is called 2 pitches way outside as strikes this inning. Like way outside. One to McNeil and one to Lindor. They're not even borderline yet. They're like a full baseball width. There's a strike down the middle. 1-2 strikes. Luke Weaver has to warm up in the bullpen for the Yankees. I'm going to just say that might be the best win that the Mets have been able to get out of this game tonight. Lindor fouls it off. Not only making De Los Santos work, but making because Weaver's their closer, right? Base hit for Francisco Lindor. Alvarez is going to score. McNeil is going to go to third, and the Mets aren't dead yet. And if Soto can get on base, Pete Alonso will be the tying run. It is 6-2 Yankees. Are the Yankees going to do a pitching change here? I don't know. And it is. We got to their closer, guys. Good work. I'm going to tell you, this is a win. This is such an underrated win. There is going to be a pitching change here. The Mets have worked their tail off in the ninth inning. I wish they would have hit like this all game, but they got Luke Weaver into the game. Luke Weaver is the Yankees closer right now. And with there being a day game tomorrow, maybe it means he's not available. I'm going to tell you this. This is character. And kudos to the Mets for this because, look, I can even tell you as a fan, I was feeling pretty down and out. And the fact that this team keeps on battling is amazing. Now, if Soto gets on, can we believe? Can we believe there's a chance if Soto gets on? 6-2. I feel like if the tying run comes to the plate, we gotta stand up for Pete. And Rally Bear is successful, regardless of how this ends. 1-for-1 with one run for Rally Bear. So far, so good on Rally Bear. So we're on commercial break because we're going to a pitching change right now. That's what is going on. Luke Weaver, the closer for the Yankees, is coming in. Juan Soto is coming up. Pete Alonso on deck. Mark Vientos after him. So that's what we're waiting to see. Can the Mets string? Can they get the tying run to the plate? It's too bad Soto's not coming up as the tying run. Soto is 0 for 1 tonight. This is his fifth plate appearance. He's 0 for 1. 0 for 1 with 3 walks for Juan Soto. All right, here we go. Soto pops the first pitch back foul. No balls, 1 strike. We'll see. Mets need 1 more base runner. If Soto gets on, we're standing up for Pete. There's 2 outs, so there's no margin for error for the Mets. Soto flies this out to center field. Grisham's going to get under it, and that's going to end the game. However, all right, I found the silver lining. Look, this game was bad. This was like the Mets came out sleepwalking. Yeah, Soto wasn't clutch there. The pitching was atrocious. It just the Mets were chasing all game. But the one silver lining I'll say was actually that ninth inning. How the team battled, and at least we got through, and we forced them to bring Luke Weaver, the closer, in. So, look, there's not much else to do other than to say, look, you got to just go to bed, and we'll see it tomorrow. I mean, because it's just what it is. McGill, another third, 4 pitching performance in a row. He's got to get that figured out. I mean, that was probably his worst one of the year. Nimmo had 2 hits. Vientos still looks good at the plate, but we'll see. It'll be a day game tomorrow. We'll be back with you tomorrow. I don't know if I'll do the dual streams tomorrow. Just wanted to try it out tonight at least. It worked out okay, I guess. But yeah, cheap hits, walks, and honestly, not taking advantage of Rodon's command struggles. It was just a rough game all around. So that's all right. I'm not going to put my hope and trust in the Mets. Had fun covering the game. Had fun hanging out with all of you. On your way out, if you do want to help support this small channel, there's one thing that you can do other than hitting that like and that subscribe. which is to join us over on Patreon. We've been pumping out some new videos. We've been sending out some early access to those videos. And so you can do that by just hopping over to patreon.com/MetropoliFins. There's different levels there. If you're in a position that you want to financially support this channel, that's an opportunity for you. If not, that's perfectly fine as well. We will talk to you tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to do a post game tonight. I can't handle talking about this too much more right now. All right, but the hype will be kind of done tomorrow. Everyone's going to be like, the Mets are still the baby brothers. So let's see if this team can come out hitting tomorrow. That being said, appreciate all of you. Some good night, good raids that we did. And hopefully the Mets will show up and wake up tomorrow. But kudos to the Mets for fighting in that ninth inning. That's going to be my silver lining of the game. So, all right, appreciate all you guys. Have a great night, and talk to you soon.